Hello marketers, this is Anusha from Measure Marketer. In this video, we are going to learn about the implementation of an advanced tracking technique that is the form abandonment tracking. There might be a lot of forms in any website like lead forms or application forms or inquiry forms. It may be any kind of form. You can track the number of form submissions by a user or the number of form abandonments that a form gets and everything using Google Tag Manager. So Google Tag Manager is the heart of measurement. So you can track any kind of action that is performed by a user on your website. It may be a micro action like clicking a small button, or it may be a macro action while coming to an e-commerce site. It would be a purchase, or in a general website it would be an inquiry form or an application form. It may be any kind of form. You can track the action performed by a user on that form, whether the form is being submitted or the form is being abandoned at a particular point. So you can track every particular action of a user. So to do that, we can do that using only Google Tag Manager. For that, you need a lot of knowledge related to JavaScript and coding. So JavaScript is very important for tracking any kind of action on your website. So the entire website functionality is based upon JavaScript. So JavaScript handles the functionality of a website. So in order to make the website work as you want, you need to guide it through JavaScript only, because it is the language that mentions the functionality of any website. So you learn the high-end implementation skills of these advanced tracking techniques in our exclusive bootcamp. We train students regarding these skills and all the implementation techniques for implementing it through GTM, and also use JavaScript for implementing these techniques. So right now I'm going to implement this form abandonment tracking in one of my e-commerce site. I have an e-commerce site called Puja Nidhi. So in this Puja Nidhi, let us go to the contact us form. In the contact us tab, we have an inquiry form. Like people who like to contact us or who have any queries can contact us through this form. They can send the details and also the message they would like to know from us. So we need to track what are the fields that the users are convenient or comfortable filling with while they want to submit an inquiry. So let me now implement the technique to track the fields that are being filled by a user and the particular field that the users are not comfortable filling with, and they abandon the form, and also just leave the website just because of that particular field. You can track such kind of fields and just remove it from your form and make the form more user friendly, so in order to get more inquiries and also the best users you would like to get. So for that, we need to implement the Google Analytics initially on the website, as you all are aware. Firstly, you need to implement the Google Analytics on your website in order to track every particular action, and then you need to indulge the Google Tag Manager tracking code on your website. So in order to track this form, firstly we need to create a form abandonment tag. So this is completely related to JavaScript and coding, and regarding the functionality of a website, you should be very keen and very attentive while doing this coding stuff. So let me get into the actual implementation. If you could see, this is the entire JavaScript code that would run at the backend when the user would abandon your form. So for that, you initially need to identify the forms that the user is ready to fill. So firstly, we need to define some variables, and this is the form selector. That is, each form will be having a particular ID. So let me get into the console of this website, and I'll show you the form ID. So in any website, each form will have a particular ID or a class based upon which we can identify the very particular form we would need to track. So let me go into the console and identify the form ID. So let me exactly track that particular form so that I can get the ID of this form. So here you can do anything with DOM scraping. So you can identify any particular element on your website and completely change its functionality. That could be done only through JavaScript. So firstly, you need to identify the element for that, I'll just go into some other block and just inspect it. Then I could find the actual ID of that particular form. So I think it takes some time to get loaded. So let me get into the code in the meanwhile. So here, see, if you could see, this is the ID of that uh, particular text area block. So let me go up, let me do the DOM scraping. As you are aware, I have done some other videos, and you can also check up on our YouTube channel for videos regarding DOM scraping so that it could be more clear. So now, if you can see over here, the highlighted part, this is the form, and the ID of the form is this one, WP Forms Form 18. So this ID, we need to mention it in the selector. See, this is a form selector. This hash could be mentioned if you are aware of the CSS selectors. You can also refer to the videos on CSS selectors so that you will be clear with the implementation of this. So hash represents the ID. So this is the ID of the form, hash WP Forms Form 18. And the form also has an attribute called placeholder. See here, for everything we have an ID and the class, and for a text area we have the ID, class, name, placeholder. Placeholder is the actual text that would be placed in that particular element. So we need to grab that placeholder. The placeholder name, actually meaning the placeholder name, so that we can identify the form field based upon this name. So I have taken the attribute as placeholder, and then we need to create an array called line, so that it could store all the elements that a user gets into. If he gets into name, then subject, and then email, all these could be stored in an array, so that further we can get the list of fields that the user has filled. So if we move forward, this is a check submit function. In this function could be used only when the people could submit the form. This function will return true only when the people submit form. So gtm.form submit is a particular event that GTM inbuilt default has some form functions and events like GTM form submit, or when they enter an element, form enter, and form field leave, such kind of functions. So GTM form submit is one default function that GTM could implement, and we can use this event to identify the form submission in a function. So this all these events could be passed to the data layer itself. So as you are aware, data layer will have an event with every data that is sent. So while the form is being submitted, the GTM pushes an event called gtm.found submit into data layer. So you can identify that particular event with the actual action performed, and when a form submit happens, and this function will return true. So it will check for an entire all the actions. Whenever this action is performed, then that particular value will be returned as true, and then the function will be executed. So while tracking any action, we need to add an event listener on an element. So there are several event listeners like click, scroll, or hover. So whenever people hover on a particular element, that could be listened. So an event listener will just act as a listener, so that whenever an action is being performed by a user, it will then just perform like a trigger, so that it will trigger the particular function that is associated with that particular event. So here we have taken the form selector. Initially, we use the CSS selectors and the DOM scraping to implement this technique. So we use the document or query selector and the form selector that we have given using the ID. And then on this entire form, I'm adding an event listener. So on the entire form, as I would like to track the entire form and all the elements in that form, I'm adding an event listener on the entire form. So any action performed on that form will be triggered, and then a function will be running on that action. So add event listener, and focus in is an event. So if I could just close this. So whenever an element or a field gets focused, then this event listener would trigger a particular function. So here the name field has got the focus. So then this function that is related to this event will be implemented we have created already a line array. Into this array, we'll push that particular. So you need to require a little knowledge regarding the events and the event listeners. We also have videos regarding event listeners and also tools to handle these event listeners. We have the set of functions that the events could happen and the functions relevant to that, so you can refer to them. And all this kind of advanced stuff and implementation stuff can be learned in our bootcamp. So our students would be very much interested to learn such amazing and wonderful techniques that would advance your marketing strategies and also provide the best to your clients or your websites. So let me get into the tracking. So I'm now tracking this particular field. So this is the target. So whichever field the user clicks in becomes the target. So I want to get the attribute of that particular target. So get attribute is again a function related to this event listeners. So get attribute will get the particular attribute from that particular field. So as I have already mentioned, attribute means the placeholder. So whatever the value is in the placeholder will be grabbed over here and pushed into this array. So the placeholder of this field is name. So name will be pushed into this array. So this function could run as long as the user continues to fill the form, and each and every particular field name could be sent into this array, and this array is named as line. So this is regarding tracking the fields that the user is continuously filling. What if the user is not comfortable filling with a particular form, or the user just leaves the form without submitting? Then we need to track that form abandonments. How could we track the form abandonments? So for that we need to add another event listener on the entire form, and the event could be before unload. Before unload event implies, so whenever your user would unload this particular page, then this event could trigger a particular function. So whenever the user would not submit the form and just leave the page, this event listener would trigger the particular function called check submit. Check submit means it would check whether the user has submitted the form or not, as I have already explained you regarding this checking the form submission. So if the form is not being submitted, then it implies that it's a form abandonment. Then we need to intimate Google that the form abandonment has taken place, and anything we want to coordinate with Google, we could do only through the mediator called the data layer. So data layer is an array. So we need to push all the events or the data related to that particular action into the data layer, and the data layer would communicate this to Google, and further we can analyze the form abandonments data in Google Analytics. So as this is a form abandonment action, we need to send an event called form abandonment, and the event category action, we can also send label and the value related to a particular event. So these are the default values that a event action need to be tracked. So for this we have sent an event category as form abandonment, and the event action will be the action performed by the user. So for this we'll just here send the line array. That is the line array with all the fields that the user has filled, and just will join it with a arrow just to have a clear idea of what are the fields filled by the user. So I hope you're clear with this. So let me show you the implementation or the success of this particular code in the preview mode, and the trigger for this tag will be contact us page trigger. As my form is in contact us page, I would like to trigger this tag on contact us page. See, if you could see, page path contains contact us. So this tag will trigger only in that particular contact us page, and also then if a form abandonment has taken place. So let me just review this. So all this kind of high-end advanced tracking techniques could be implemented only using Google Tag Manager, as it is the tool for handling any measurement strategies. So you could learn these advanced tracking techniques and implementation and very practical implementations only in our exclusive bootcamp. So our bootcampers are very much trained and skilled in this kind of implementations. So let me get into the preview mode. I'm going to the Poojanidhi website I have mentioned you before. So this is the home page. So when a user gets into the contact us page, see, so just imagine I am the user that is filling the form. So let me fill a name in the subject. Hello, I want puja items. So this is a bit, and the user just left the mail empty. So maybe there could be any reason for the user leaving the form without filling the form and just going into another page. It may be a deviation, or he's not comfortable with that field. So then you can identify the path that the user has taken. See, there's a form abandonment event that we have sent, and if you could just see in the data layer, you could see the event category as form abandonment and the event action, the subject, email, and all. So whatever the fields that he has filled, that could be into that array, and the list of fields you can just identify over there. I could just repeat it again. Just he fills the form and then some kind of subject and just leaves without filling the email. So now let us see in the assistant. See, form abandonment, and in the data layer you can see the form fields that are being filled. So it's the place where he has left without filling the form. And then this event need to be sent to analytics. For that you need to create an analytics tag that could send data to analytics. Just as you create all the other tags, you will also create this tag to send data to analytics. So as this is an event tracking, we mention the tag type as event. And before getting into this, actually the data which we have sent into data layer must be captured into a data layer variable. For that we need to create two variables to capture the event category and event action. Let me first create the variables. See, this is a data layer variable that could read the event category. So this is a variable name mentioned in the data layer. So this variable will read the value in this variable. And similarly, we have to create an event action data layer variable. Here, data layer variable name event action, it will capture the event action. So all these values you'll use it in the analytics tag. So here in the event category, you mention the category, and then you mention the event action and the label. And the label could be the page path to identify on which page the form is present, on which page the form more number of form abandonments are. And as you know, the analytics setting, the tracking code to which the data need to be sent. And here the most important is you have to enable the overriding settings in the tag, and there further you'll have fields to set. In that you need to use beacon and mention it as true. This field name or this field is to indicate that this event data has to be sent to Google Analytics, and then the particular action or the next action could be performed. For example, in our case, this event data has to be sent to Analytics, and then the form unload or the window unload has to take place, and the user can leave the form. So before the user unloads the page, this data has to be sent to analytics. That is the reason we use beacon and the value to be true. So this could be used as a gateway for sending the data to the analytics, and only then reload the page or take them to another page. And the trigger for this tag would be the form abandonment event trigger. It's a custom event trigger. So we need to take the trigger type as custom event, and this is the form abandonment that we have sent to data layer. You could remember the script, right, that we have written, where this is the event that we are sending into data layer indicating a form abandonment. So this could be used as a trigger to send the data to analytics when a form abandonment takes place. So let me save this. Now let us see how this data is sent to Google Analytics. Let me preview this. Okay. So let me go into the contact us page where an inquiry form is in. If you could just see, this is the form that we are going to track. So if you could see, now let me enter some names, anything, and I'm just leaving without filling the email form, getting to some other page. So if you could see here, the form abandonment event that we have sent is being fired, and when this form abandonment event fires, we get the data into data layer, and from this data layer, the data is being grabbed and then sent to the analytics stack. See, this is the analytics tag through which we are sending data to analytics. We're using the use beacon to be true, and the category is form abandonment. And as we are tracking an event, it's an event track type. And the values that we are sending with this particular event is the action performed by the event, user, name, subject, email. So this is the last field that the user has left without filling it, and the form is set in contact us page. So all this data would be sent to analytics while a form abandonment action happens. So in this way, the analytics can track the number of form abandonments and identify the users who have abandoned the form and the particular field that is leading to the form abandonment. So all this kind of high-end stuff could be implemented only using JavaScript, and that too through Google Tag Manager. So as a marketer, to implement any advanced strategies or advanced tracking techniques, you need to be aware of the skills and the techniques that are used through Google Tag Manager to track the very minute actions performed by the user and the most important actions that are performed by the user on your website. And we have an exclusive bootcamp where you can learn all this kind of advanced stuff regarding marketing, and you can implement it in your marketing strategies and get the best out of it. Thank you.